So, I'm not always right. I don't even know if I'm often right. But when things are too easily simplistic, when things fit too nicely, I always smell a rat. And Christian Gonzalez, on the first rep of the first padded 11-on-11 practice at training camp, came down with a hamstring injury. Now it's one of the longest hamstring injuries in the history of man. And Albert Breer went on NBC Sports Boston last night and had this to say.
Like, what I found is there wasn't a setback, which I think almost makes it worse. And I know their full expectation when he got hurt at the end of July was that he was going to be ready for week 1. But even more recently, like, they could have put him on IR before week 1, right? Like, I'm talking about the week of week 1. They could have put him on IR and shelved him for the first 4 weeks. If he misses this game, now we're at 4 weeks, which means he's not just behind schedule for where they thought he would be in July. He's behind schedule for where they thought he would be at the beginning of September.
So the heat is building.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't believe that Mike Vrabel's job is in jeopardy. I don't think Robert Kraft wants to pay 3 people to coach the Patriots. But this is the beginning of the team finally saying, we've gone out of our way to be patient, to preach that you are working your butt off behind the scenes. We've done our best. Christian Gonzalez going on a national, what was it, NFL Network last week, Shime?
Good Morning Football.
Right. So, good morning, football. That's what I say when I wake up. But I also, it struck me a little bit like how Diggs went on with Kay Adams or Diana Rossini.
Yeah.
It just was odd. This is not normal. The guy's 20 years old. His hamstrings shouldn't require this amount of time. And I believe, stronger than ever, that, yes, maybe he hurt his hamstring, but he has been milking it because he wants to get to the end of the year and get the cash.
Do you remember a month and a half ago or whatever, I was yelled at by those because I dared to bring it up, and people were like, well, it doesn't matter because he can't get a new deal until next year, and Greg, what are you talking about? Like, it's clear to me that he is hanging back and waiting for something. And whether he's his agent is telling him, hey, hang back, see how bad they are without you. And that positions us better when it comes to the negotiation at the end of the year. Whatever it is, it's clear, I think, that you're not out for this long with a hamstring. And there was no setback.
If there's no setback, this is 100% contractually related. I know he can't get a new deal now. I don't know what.
Why don't we hear any whispers, though, about, possibly looking into a new deal?
Well, because they can't whisper
what
about
do you mean?
it.
Why the other side is true. Why isn't he practicing if he's just hurt his hamstring in July?
Oh, hamstrings are funny. I heard mine. They are funny, especially for a guy at his position.
So you don't think it's odd that his first practice, his first rep in the
that's interesting that you bring that up. Yeah, I mean, that is an interesting point. I get that you're holding out.
Why is the organization having this sent out through Breer?
Well, no, I guess the way I'm looking at it is, yeah, you're showing your value, but you show more value playing than you do sitting out.
But if you trust that you're good, then you get
right. But even if you're good, he didn't play much his rookie year. He only played in 4 games?
Okay, let's say he's a free agent and he doesn't get franchised this offseason. He doesn't even play this year. He gets bank this offseason.
Yeah, but he doesn't get as much as if he played. He wouldn't be the highest.
In his mind, he's like, that's fine because the risk is greater. Because if I get injured like I did in my rookie year.
Yeah, but no one goes into it. He goes into it as I want to be the highest corner to play. He didn't play his rookie year but 4 games. Right? So now when you start to look at where he is, and I get that he's very valuable, and yes, this is adding to his value, but he adds more to his value if he's playing than sitting out.
Yeah, you might believe that, but his agent might be telling him different,
I mean,
and maybe his agent's got info from other teams that he says they'll get you this money next year. Don't risk it. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I get the part you're maybe saying that, but all right. Well, I guess.
Otherwise, why wouldn't you play?
I told you because maybe the hamstring is worse than we thought it was.
But the organization would not be. I don't think they'd be saying this if he couldn't play. Do you? Do you think Mike Vrabel would allow this messaging outside the building if he thought that he actually was having a serious hamstring issue and couldn't play?
Somebody is telling what Curtis is saying. Somebody is telling Bert Breer that there was no setback.
Right.
They had said that there was a setback. There was an indication that there was a setback.
Right.
And somebody saying, no, there wasn't a setback. It's just taking a long time for him to recover.
Right.
You know
But
what I
we
mean?
know what Vrabel said. There's a lot of rats in that building.
Like, how will you feel if tomorrow Courtney has a setback on the allergies and she's not here day number 2?
Well, maybe the allergies are worse than we thought.
Maybe they get worse the second day,
Huh?
and you can't do anything with the Pete from Wiggy here. Hello, Coach.
All right, good morning. So I had some time to reflect over this Patriots game, and we talk about expectations, and I really think that the Patriots blew it. They had a great opportunity against the Pittsburgh Steelers to really solidify themselves as potentially one of those teams that could make a good push in the AFC. And the reason why I say that is when I've watched, been able to see these teams play in the AFC, and I really think there's only 2 teams that stand out that, potentially head and shoulders above everybody else. And that to me is the Bills and Baltimore. And I think everything else is wide open. The Chargers, I'm still not really sure about them. I do love Harbaugh as a coach. But I think New England had a great opportunity to beat Pittsburgh, be sitting here at 2-1, and the expectations, for myself as a fan and just the national narrative about this team is okay. Could they be a contender in the AFC? Maybe not to win the Super Bowl, but a
wild card team.
Yeah, and a team
at the very least,
and a team to win a playoff game. But you really blew it against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You had a great opportunity, and if you're the coach and you're looking at the rest of the AFC, I think this is one of those times where you go, man, it is wide open as far as getting into the postseason, and we might have peed that one away down our leg.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the good news is if you're trying to find the good news, you're most likely not going to have a game in which you turn the ball over 5 times again.
Right?
No,
is Ramondre still playing?
I don't know. I mean, he has to be sat on Sunday, correct?
Yeah,
I would think so.
I mean, like, why bother with him anymore at this point?
Because Robert Kraft doesn't like to pay money for people that don't work for him anymore. But I would also say this schedule, looking ahead, it really reminds me a lot of the 10-7 Patriots season, where you have the luck of facing a lot of teams, and this is sort of in Shime's defense of why Mac Jones was overrated, that you're playing a bunch. Remember those Colts games? There was like a 5-week stretch where the Patriots barely had any offense. They had that crazy win game against the Bills.
Yeah.
And you saw a team that really wasn't a 10-win team get to 10 wins. And when you're
talking about Mac's first season,
rookie season, right?
Yeah.
And you had a lot of games against teams that were not either healthy. It was just sort of lucky the way the schedule worked out.
Yeah.
This year, you have the Bengals, they're going to be without Burrow.
Yep.
You had, a game against the Steelers against 100-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who was nowhere near what he used to be. And you're not going to be able to lose games that you have the chance to win if you want to be in that position.
Right, and you're not winning those games like you were back in Mac Jones's year. And I agree there won't be 5 turnovers, but I still look at it and go, Drake still got a lot of room to grow, and he could, throw a lot of interceptions this year. And there could be some turnover issues that they have just because you have a young quarterback that at times still makes some bad decisions. So you won't have 5, but you could have, 1 or 2. And I just don't think you're good enough to overcome those type of things.